Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Bloss, and today, like most days, we're building stuff, and we're using AI to do it. Excuse me, I got some oatmeal in my throat. Here's the deal. We're going to start out by just talking about the fundamentals today. We're going to talk about some of the things that I use to build stuff like this, which is a cryptocurrency trading bot. And we're going to talk about how I did it and how you can do it too. Starting out with, what are the programs that I use? What are the things that I use to make it all happen? And we're going to talk about the fundamental piece of the puzzle, and then I'm going to give a little demonstration today so you can see how awesome and how easy it is. So let's dig right into it, or dive right into it, or jump off a diving board into it, whatever you want to do. Let's get into this stuff. So what you see here to my right is just a simulation log running on Replit. Replit is spelled Replit. You can check it out by going to replit.com. Quick disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by Replit. They don't pay me any money. I have 2 YouTube videos, so I'm not sponsored by anybody at this point, and that's okay because we're just doing this for fun and to help people out. Replit is insanely cool, and I'm going to explain why. So what Replit is a cloud-based development environment. So you can log on to replit.com and you can build all sorts of stuff, bots, applications, phone apps, games, pretty much anything. But what makes Replit incredible is it has Claude 4.0 Sonnet built in as an AI assistant or AI agent, which means that you can basically tell Replit what it is you want to build, what you've dreamed up in your mind, and Replit will do it. It'll also help if you've already built something and you need help fixing something, or you want to make it better, or whatever the case is. There's about 1 million ways to use Replit, but it is super cool, and I'm just going to show you a little demonstration so you can see how easy it is, and hopefully it will inspire you to do something cool and or amazing. So let's do this. Let's go to the Replit home screen. Now, I have what are we doing here? I've got the premium version of Replit. So if you're trying to track along with what I'm doing and your screen looks different because you're using a free version, that's why. Now, I don't remember exactly why I upgraded to the premium version. There was some sort of reason behind it. I'm sure they, lock features behind the paywall or something I needed to access, and I don't really remember what that was, but for $25 a month, it's totally worth it. So we're here on the home screen, and it says, "Hi, Ryan." That's me. "What do you want to make?" Well, I'll tell you what I want to make, Replit. I want to make that old snake game where the snake eats pixels and grows. Also, I want the snake to be purple. Okay, if you're not familiar with Snake, it's this old arcade game where the snake is made of pixels, and it goes around the screen eating pixels, and it grows while it eats it. Every time it eats one, it grows a little bit bigger. And the idea is to get the thing as big as you can get it without colliding into a wall or without colliding into itself, because then it's game over. So that's the deal. This is a very simple game. It was very popular on like Nokia phones in the early 2000s. So this isn't something that's like super complex, but it's great for demonstration purposes. So we're going to go ahead and start the chat. And it's going to do some thinking in the background. It's going to think about my request, and it's going to figure out what it is that I'm after, and it's going to help me build it. And so that's pretty much the deal. Now, it takes a few seconds. It's very fast. Oh, it's already responding. But it still takes a few minutes. So here we go. I'll help you create the classic snake game with a purple snake. This is a perfect project for a 2D game implementation using JavaScript and Canvas. Beautiful. That's what I want to hear. It says the initial version here is a classic snake game built with React and HTML5 Canvas, featuring a purple snake that grows by eating food. Sounds good? Snake moves continuously in a direction, up, down, left, or right. Player controls the snake using arrow keys or WASD keys. Correct. Food appears randomly on the game board. Yep. Snake grows when it eats food, and game ends when snake hits walls or itself. That's perfect. Now, we're going to go down here, and we're going to press Approve, Plan, and Start. But let's say we wanted to change something. You can always press the trash can here to remove any of these features, or you can press Keep Chatting and say, no, I don't want this, I'd rather have that, or let's do this instead, and you can modify it however you want. So we're going to go ahead and approve the plan and press Start. So there it goes, and it's just going to start working away, folks. And that's the pretty amazing thing. So as you can see, we've got the file manager here. It's already starting to write code. Let's see, let's get into this here. It's written all this and it just keeps going. Let's see. Oh, it's making another one. So it's writing away. Now, the cool thing about this is I want to make the snake game like for demonstration purposes. But let's say I want to make, my own version of it. You could do that. If you wanted to make some other game that you dream up, you could do that too. Obviously, that's going to take some more inputs. It's going to require you to be very specific about what you want, and that's what a lot of this is about. If you want to build stuff these days, you want to build things like software, game, bots, etc., you don't need to be some high-level programmer, but what you need to do is you need to have a clear plan of action, what it is that you want to make, and then you need to do well at communicating what it is you're after, because it's not going to do the guesswork for you. But it will help you come up with ideas if you're not quite sure, what something needs to do or how it should function or whatever the case is. You can use things like the assistant here. You can also tie in things like Grok or ChatGPT-5 or whatever the case is to come up with whatever it is that you want. Now, the preview will be available soon. Again, it takes some time. It's just working all this out, and it's writing the code in the background while I'm just sitting here talking to you. That's the cool thing about all this. So let's see. Let me look at something real fast. That's kind of the deal. Now, if we go over here, we'll see that it has built the snake game. It's written all the code. It has got everything in place, and now it is ready to test. So here on this console, we have Snake, the game Snake. You know what? I'm going to change it real fast. Let's go to the assist agent here. Let's change the name of the game to Purple Snake, just to add our own customization. Now, we could change the name of the game. We can change the colors. We can add another snake. We can add multiple pieces of food pixels that the thing can eat. We can do whatever we want until our heart is content. But see, boom, you see it's already changed the name, Purple Snake. Now, let's see if it works. Here we go. We're going to press space. Oh, we're going to click on the game here. Press the space bar. Oh, here it goes. The snake's snaking away. And just like that, oh, it grew. Just like that, we have developed our very own customized Purple Snake game that we can play all day and have a lot of fun with. And that, my friends, is pretty incredible. Now, I'm not going to play this thing for too long. I just want to see how well I can do here. This is very smooth. If you want to speed up the snake, if you want to slow it down, if there's anything you want to do, if you want to put a picture of your grandma in the background, you can do that too. The options and opportunities are infinite. Oh, wow, this is so much fun. This is so cool. Now, I'm not going to sit here and play Snake all day. I might play Snake. Oh, I crashed. Okay, so that's the end of that. So basically, that's it. That's a demonstration of how simple it is. You get on Replit, 2 sentences, I said, I want to make this old Snake game where the snake eats pixels. I said I want it to be purple. 2 sentences, and boom, I got this cool game that I can play and have fun with, which is pretty incredible. So you can take this concept and you can apply it to absolutely anything you can possibly dream up. And I think that is what is absolutely amazing, because it used to be, if you wanted to make something even like this, which is very simple compared to something like, complicated software or some sort of sophisticated trading bot or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, this is on the simple end of the spectrum. However, if you were to sit here from scratch and you were to program and make this and it functioned and it worked correctly, it's pretty impressive and it's pretty cool. But the fact that it'll just spit this out with minimal effort is awesome. There are so many things you can do right now with AI to make money. It is unbelievable. And I'm trying to just focus on certain things and build some stuff out, because it's like every day I've got some idea. I want to do this, I want to do that, and I only have so much time. But again, it doesn't take years of programming experience to be a programmer anymore. You don't have to have a team of software developers to make software anymore. All you have to do is have some sort of creativity, and you have to have the ambition and the tenacity to see it through. Because while this is very simple, and this is a demonstration of something that you can make in 5 minutes, no big deal, if you're trying to make something more complex, if you're trying to make some game that's like got 3D aspects to it, or if you're trying to make something where there's like this like complicated functions involved, it's going to take more time. And in my experience, it takes a lot of like testing, and you'll run into issues where the thing crashes, and so you have to overcome those issues, and so it takes a lot of patience. But the cool thing is, again, if you can dream it these days, you can build it, and that, my friends, is absolutely amazing. So how that all kind of applies is, if you can make a snake game, you can make a trading bot. And the way that I did it, just full disclosure. So I started out, I had an idea of kind of what I wanted to achieve. And I spent a lot of time with ChatGPT going back and forth, just trying to go over all of the potential issues and how to overcome them, trying to build out the strategies and the framework. And then what I did was I kind of combined three things. So I used Replit here, then I used ChatGPT, and I used Grok. And the way that I kind of built everything was I had kind of came up with the idea with ChatGPT, and then I would bounce back and forth between ChatGPT and Grok. So I would say something to ChatGPT and get the idea, and then I would go over and take that to Grok and say, what do you think about this? And Grok would have some input and say, well, that's all great, but have you considered that? And then I would kick that back over to ChatGPT and kind of bounce them back and forth until they both kind of agreed, and there was this consensus formed on, okay, that's the plan of action. And then I took that action plan and I dumped it here into Replit, and ever since I've just been building and modifying and making things better. And so that's kind of the deal. I mean, I don't need to go too far with this video, and I don't need to just continue to sit and repeat myself, but this is potentially life-changing. I think, these days a lot of people use AI for bullshit. Make me look like an action figure. Make me a picture of a banana riding a surfboard. And that's all fun and funny, I guess. But there's so many ways I think that you can use it to change your life at this point. And I don't think the way that you achieve that is by, logging on to ChatGPT and saying, hey, give me 10 ideas on how to get rich in a week without spending any money or doing any work. I know a lot of people do that. In fact, that probably makes like 90% of like ChatGPT queries. It's all stuff like that. Like, how do I get rich quick and easy? I don't really believe there are any quick and easy ways to get rich unless you win the lottery or something like that. But that's very, very unlikely. I think most things take a lot of work, take a lot of time, and they take a lot of determination. But the cool thing is that because we have these AI tools now, we can supercharge that stuff. So like the bot that I made, and I'll go back to that here, would have taken me like a year or more to develop. I mean, just nonstop programming and testing and stuff like that. It may have taken me a team of people because I probably would have had to get some people who are a lot smarter than me involved in this thing. But somehow I was able to do it in just a few months, and it works pretty effectively. We still have some hiccups that we're trying to kind of iron out. But it's incredibly cool to see that it actually works. It's connected to the exchange. It actually does its thing and executes trades and all that stuff. And we're going to get into more of that later on in some of the later videos when we really dive into the trading bot aspect of all this. But what I really wanted to show for this video was just how simple it is to get on and develop stuff if you're not a developer. You don't have to be a developer. You don't have to know how to code, although, of course, that helps. But the world right now is full of opportunities. And I want to see people embrace those opportunities. I don't want to see people have to go and work in cubicles in jobs that they hate. I want to see people be able to develop passive streams of income, things that will make money on their behalf while they're out enjoying life and doing the things that they love. Because life's short. You should be able to do the things you love and spend time with the people you love. That's what life's all about. But unfortunately, the need for money to pay our bills gets in the way of that. And so we got to come up with ways to make money. We got to come up with ways that are going to make money for us while we're off doing other stuff. And that's what this whole channel is about right now. That's what this whole little series is about. And we're going to dive way deeper into that stuff as we move on. But today, I wanted to talk about Replit because Replit is super cool. So go to Replit.com, download the free version, play around with it, get the premium version if you feel like you need to, and just start creating stuff and see where it takes you. Because once you start to see, oh my gosh, I really can build some cool game I've been thinking about for years, or build some really neat widget that tracks my calories for my weird diet that I'm on, or whatever the case is, that will start to inspire more ideas. And whether it's just something for fun. Maybe you like to play games and you just want to make your own Candy Crush or whatever the case is. I mean, you can do all that stuff. Maybe you've got some idea that would really help some sort of industry that you're in. You know, maybe you're a plumber and there's some sort of software that would really help you guys out in the plumbing world. And maybe you can stand to make a few bucks if you build it out and, you know, finish it all up and sell it to somebody. That's great too. So there are a million reasons to want to try to build stuff. And on top of that, it's just fun. It's fun to build. It doesn't really matter what it is. I love to see things go from like an idea in your head to like something in real life, whether that's like a website or, you know, building bots or building a doghouse in the backyard. You know, you think about, I'd like to have a doghouse for my dog. Next thing you know, you have a pile of lumber in the backyard. And then, you know, a day or two later, you've got a beautiful doghouse with shingles on the roof and all that stuff. And it all started right here in the brain. And I think, you know, when the things go from the brain to the real world, that is a beautiful thing. So that's really all I've got for today. I just wanted to show off Replit, inspire you to begin creating and coming up with some ideas, and then we'll see where things go from there. So follow along if you want to know more about building stuff with the power of AI. Feel free to comment and ask me any questions that you have. I'll be happy to answer if I can. You can also follow me on Instagram and ask me questions there. Send me a message, whatever. If you follow me on TikTok and try to get a hold of me on TikTok, I'm not on TikTok much. I may use it at some point, but we're not there yet. Right now, we're just making YouTube videos about snake games, purple snakes to be exact. So that's all we got for today. Thank you for tuning in and have an enjoyable rest of the day. Go create some stuff.